Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video. In this video we're going to be looking at Lance, who is a promo character. He is only going to be a 6-star. He's not going to be another S-class. This is what he looks like, and I have to say, I'm not sure if he's from the comics or not. Someone will have to say in the comments. I guess he is, because he's got that comic look in my opinion. He also is called New World Order, and that generally makes me feel like he's going to be from the comics. I actually think I know that he's from these sort of later editions with Mercer and stuff like that. I think that he's from that sort of period. Now he's got 2,106 attack, 2,401 defense, and 2,488 HP. This is with 30 veteran rings, of course. So you're going to have to put a lot of vet rings in to get these sort of stats. Trait is fast and role is support. His adrenaline rush is called Steadfast Battle Plan. So quite a long name of a rush. 66 AP, so pretty quick. And it's up to 5 enemies get 100% heal reduction and attack up block for 3 turns. All teammates get defense down block for 3 turns and gain 50% HP. So he doesn't do any damage, obviously. He's definitely a support character. It's just a lot of buff blocking for the enemy and buff blocking or debuff blocking for his own team. The 50% HP or bonus HP is nice, especially if it goes on S-class characters. There aren't too many defensive melee characters at the moment, so this guy wouldn't work with people instantly in the S-class era unless you were going to be using your Henjins and your Jameses on defense teams. Or you could have a mixed team behind someone like Lydia and go for like Priya on defense teams, but long term these characters aren't really going to be good for defense teams. It is a bit of a weird one on the adrenaline rush. It is a long block, being 3 turns. 100% heal reduction is nice, but he's generally speaking going to be used on a defense team, I would have thought. I mean, I guess you could use him as a utility character on like a bleed team, and that way the bonus HP is going to be pretty nice. It really comes down to what else he's got, so let's see. As we look at his active skill, it's Recover All Penalties, which has an initial cooldown of 3 and a cooldown of 4. All teammates recover from all penalties. Pretty simple, that's really nice. Now obviously trauma will be a problem for someone who does a full team cleanse. For every debuff that this full team cleanse removes from someone, if they have trauma, they will receive that much damage per debuff removed. So let's say someone's got a bleed, a burn, and defense down, and they also have 1,000 trauma as a debuff. Now what will happen is it will remove all of those and it will do 4,000 damage, because I think it even gives a penalty for removing trauma itself. I'm not 100% certain on that one, I can't remember, but it's guaranteed to give them 3k damage. It sort of works like exhaust, but for buffs being removed rather than AP being gained. I know it's getting a bit convoluted at the moment with the amount of stuff that's going on, the extra things that are being added into the game, but I guess it's going to be, you know, we're going to have to get used to all the debuffs, all the buffs. We definitely need something to be able to see how many buffs someone's got on a character really easily, rather than sitting there and waiting to see the debuffs just rotate around, because sometimes they've got 4 or 5. You want to see if they're impaired or you want to see if they're stunned, and you just got to sit there waiting. They maybe need to have them underneath their name or something instead, or above their name, just to make it a bit better. But moving on, he has got a leader skill as well, and it's a bit of a deeper leader skill, I guess. It isn't as powerful as some of the defensive ones we've seen in the past. All fast and tough teammates get 30% HP and 30% defense, whereas normally on a defense team it'd be 40-40 for a 6-star, but instead of it being 40-40, he gets an extra 50% main resistance as an actual guarantee, which is actually really interesting, because I do wonder if people would have a main resist mod, if those would stack, and then it would be 100% main resist. That could be really interesting. Certain characters obviously only do main damage. Let's say Kapoor recently released. If you were to have him on an attack team, this Lance guy, and obviously Kapoor on a defense team, would Kapoor do no damage if there was main resist mods on some of these characters around Lance? It's hard to know. It's hard to know, and I don't know. I think this guy could be a decent attack leader for bleed teams, mainly because he can rush pretty quickly, and you kind of would want HP and defense on a bleed team. He can also hold an 8% weapon as well, just to give some people their rushes quicker. And Fast and Tough has some decent characters in it, people who can do laceration and bleed. but a lot of them are 6 stars at the moment. We do have Hen Jin, who was released, and he's a really good character for bleed teams, has a lot of control as well in his rush. So imagine you had Lance as a leader, And then you had Henjin as a secondary character. Henjin would do crosshairs, so when they do get killed, they're definitely decapped. But in the meantime, the 100% heal reduction from Lance means any rushes that go off, there's not going to be any heals. As long as you've got somebody who can disarm, you should be pretty gold. You know, you should be good, because teams that have masses of heals won't be a problem. And the leader skill from Lance directly counters someone like Pete, because it's fast and tough, and that's pure trait damage against alert and tough, which is what Pete is as a leader. So this guy could be coming out as that interesting counter to what Pete is as a leader. And if you've got the right characters, it could work really well. Priya would work behind this guy, Heng Yen, those sort of characters. But in the meantime, definitely Bleed would work. The 100% heal reduction is really nice. That's pretty much the best thing about it. The attack up block is kind of weird. I guess that's if you wanted to use him on a defense team, but I would say that the 6 stars can't really be purchased, and this is a promo character, so you're purchasing him, and you can't look at a 6 star and say, hey, how can this character be used on a defense team now? Because I'm being honest, I come along, he's got full vet rings. I'm probably going to take off 80% of his HP with one attack with my tier 3 James. Like, he's going to get destroyed, and there's going to be other hard-hitting, strong characters coming down the line. Like, James isn't even a damage-dealing character. Like, he is, his role is damage, I think, but his stats aren't really in line with, let's say, Krista or Priya. He has a little bit less attack by like 1,000, and that's a lot, like 25% less base attack, and that stacks up real quick. So down the line, there's going to be even harder hitting strong characters, and these fast characters are not going to last very long on defense at all. Now, strangely enough, I actually do like Lance, but he's only going to work against one specific team pretty much, and that's going to be Pete, and he's only going to work on attack as a leader, in my opinion. The 100% heal reduction is what you want to look at. So if you have the characters, if you have the Alinas, the Shivas, Heng Yen, those sort of characters where you can have quite a lot of control and laceration quickly, you could get a bleed team going with this guy, and you never know what else is coming out down the line in terms of tough and fast characters. But do tell me what you think about Lance as a 6-star character, and like I said before, if he is in the comics, do let me know, but I am pretty sure that he's it from the, I think it might be the guys that are really armored up, like Mercer. I always do like to know. Don't give any spoilers in the chat just in case, you know, I guess this guy might do something. I think I know that there's something unreal that he does. So I think he might be quite important, but do let me know. That is the end of my video. Thank you very much for tuning in. And as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.